Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to be talking about Studio Ghibli and AI imagery by OpenAI and how that is being reacted to online, and it's just mess of things. We're going to be on pcgamer today. This is by Justin Wanger. Thank you for the article. It'll be linked down in the description if you'd like to check it out for yourself. The title goes, Ghibli AI image trend floods social media, cheered on by OpenAI and denounced by critics as an insult to, oh god, Miyazaki. Miyazaki I can actually pronounce relatively. Yeah. A heavy burden indeed. Yeah, I mean, I don't like AI art because I think it's such a waste of time for generative AI to be working on creative products like art or writing or stuff like that, because you can't copy the human creativity, and I just think it just makes really bad stuff. And I feel like AI could be used in so much, the generative AI stuff could be used in such better tools for creative uses instead of trying to be the replacement. I think if it was being used to help humans create art and writing and stuff like that, I think it'd be so much better, in which there are tools that do that, and I think those are great. But the whole like replacing it's just terrible. It just looks bad and it isn't very good. Just before we get into the article, I'd like to please remind everyone, please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, and once we do, I'll be doing a Q&A video. So if you're interested in that, please subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to check out something else I also do a podcast called Two Buds of One Podcast with my friends Alchem Gamed. It'll be linked down in the description if you'd like to check it out for yourself. If you're on social media, you're probably stumbled over some quote, clip, or screen grab from one of the Studio Ghibli's movies. But with ChatGPT's newest update, introducing its most refined image generation yet, you're now just as likely to find an AI facsimile, while a startling resemblance to the real thing, possibly based on someone's vacation photos. And this is what it is. And I mean, it's all right, I guess. It looks okay. It's not, honestly, in terms of AI imaging, it looks better than most, but it still looks weird. For instance, like this guy's hand. I mean, I guess his hand, the fingers are a little weird. It looks all right, and it helps that it's because it's in the style of that. It doesn't have to be as realistic, so it's fine. Though the backdrop definitely feels weak. Like the people are fine, the dog is okay, but it's definitely like the backdrop feels the weakest. But it's also trying because it's trying to copy this, I assume, and there isn't that much there. But yeah, it definitely feels weird, and I still think this is a waste of time for AI to be doing. The generative imaging stuff, I just like, you don't need it. Make a tool so that artists can do this stuff easier and faster, and then it'll be just easier to do. The trend is hitting social media like a hurricane and has attracted the attentions of OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, who changed his X profile image to the Ghibli-inspired self-portrait. But it's not just him. America's very own verified White House X account posted an image in the same style showing a U.S. soldier putting handcuffs on a woman in tears, referencing a real event in Philadelphia last week. Jesus. Okay, that's a little messed up. But I mean, then again, that's not very surprising with how that account has been handled in the past couple of months. If you had any concerns about generative AI's implications in regards to ethics, artists' rights, or copyright, this conversation is hitting a fever pitch all over the internet. That this latest generative AI fad mimics the work of someone as beloved as Hayaomiyazaki has made a particularly obscene to critics. Yeah, I mean, they're literally just taking his style and just putting crap on the internet, basically, as with that style. Like, it's different when it's a different artist trying to replicate the style and doing their best to do it, because it takes a lot of time to do this. But I assume this thing just like plops it out in a couple minutes, and it's all right, I guess, as like the best way I could say, because this is significantly weaker than this. So yeah, it feels like anime wash. You know what I mean? I don't know if that is like the right description for it, but it feels like it was like an anime filter on like TikTok or Instagram or something like that, and that's what they created. So it feels, yeah, but it like, obviously this is way better. Like, you can even, yeah. I mean, like I said, it is kind of impressive, the tech, but I just think it's a waste of time for this tech, because I feel like making AI tools to help artists do more art, I think, is a better way of this AI than generative image stuff. As filmmaker Robbie Shillstone said in a thread on X, Miyazaki spent his entire life building one of the most expansive and imaginative bodies of work. All you could do is rip it off and use it as a filter for your vacation photos. I can't think of a worse artist to do it to as well. He is notorious for his attention to detail, his painstaking revisions, his uncompromising dedication to his craft. User Slim Josa concurring, saying in the quote response of an AI generated Ghibli image, the whole Studio Ghibli AI trend honestly gives me a secondhand embarrassment knowing how hard Miyazaki has fought to retain the identity of his films. Of how many of you are willing to make a farce out of a decades of artistry because you don't actually value it. This post has racked up nearly 50,000 likes. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the majority of the people who are doing this, I feel like, are just tech bros, and no one actually cares what it is actually copying, for the most part. There are some people, I'm sure, that actually are like this, who actually know what they're doing, and are doing it because they're bad people. But for the most part, I think it's just tech bros being tech bros, and tech bros are kind of annoying. Also worth noting is generative AI's carbon footprint, as it relies on energy-guzzling data centers to function. Yeah. While OpenAI doesn't disclose specific data regarding its emissions, a report from Goldman Sachs last year noted a chatgpt query needs nearly 10 times as much electricity to process as a Google search. Geez, that is a lot more. It's hard not to think of the notorious Miyazaki clip where he calls a procedurally animated technique an insult to life itself, adding that anyone who creates this stuff has no idea what pain is. Yeah, this is the video actually. While he wasn't talking about generative AI as we understand it now, the crew demonstrates their technology to him, said their goal was to build a machine that can draw pictures like humans do. That it hardly feels like a stretch to make the connection between that attitude and this technology. Yeah. Yeah, so it's actually translated as well. It's an animation thing. It's an animation technique. This was a while ago, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this was posted 8 years ago. So it's been a long time. And obviously the technology is different, but they're doing an example of a, what did they describe it as? No one's talking about generative. The crew demonstrating the technology to him said their goal was to build a machine that can draw pictures like humans do. And it's a demonstration of a procedural animation technique. So this is slightly different, but it is still AI. And it looks, oh god, it looks so awful. It uses its head like a leg. I mean, this would be a good zombie in a game. Yeah. Present as grotesque, which we humans can't imagine. Yeah, I mean, kind of. He does not seem impressed. He does not seem impressed. And where is the quote? Yeah, it's just him talking about it. You can see how devastated they kind of are. And from what I can tell, they actually agree they agree with him. We would like to build a machine that we can draw pictures like humans do. Okay? And he is not impressed. I don't think, I mean, the problem is that they don't. Nearing the end of times, losing faith. We humans are losing faith in ourselves. Yeah, I mean, that's also kind of I kind of understand his point of view on that. And I agree. Like, it just feels, especially with that demonstration technology thing, like, look at this thing. It does not move like how this is supposed to be a human, I think. Right? Oh, God. It's really messed up. And yeah, I hope something is done about this. I don't know if something can be done about this, but we'll see, I guess. And it's just kind of interesting to see, and hopefully we will see what happens with this. I mean, the problem with this stuff is that it's also just the whole copyright stuff and it using copyrighted images and to train itself and stuff like that. It's a whole mess. And hopefully this stuff just eventually gets thrown away and AI will actually be used for good things and actually be used so we can actually be more efficient at using things, and without even talking about like how terrible it is for the environment and all that type of stuff. Thank you everyone for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment down below what you guys think about this whole AI generated Studio Ghibli image stuff, or just AI generated images in general, as I kind of gave my opinion on that too, how I'm not a huge fan of it. If you'd like to check me out on other places, I have a Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and a Threads if you'd like to check me out on any of those social media platforms. Thank you everyone for watching the video, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.